ready? Oh, it's just wonderful to see all of you. Is that too loud?
Fred will take care of it.
Fred will take care of it. I heard people say it's good. That means for change the choir can hear. Very nice. I hear it. It's just a joy to be with you all today. We are an amazing, inclusive center of spiritual living. And we believe in seeing and experiencing divine in others and in ourselves. And so we're going to start this morning with some music. If you'd like to stand, let's stand and join together in singing Thank You for This Day, Spirit. Thank you, choir. You're awesome. So good to have your energy up here with me, bouncing around. So we are an all-inclusive center of love. And I already said that we recognize the divine in all. And also in our own selves. We are the presence of wisdom, light, love, joy, the presence of spirit on earth. I'm glad you're here. I'm wondering if we have anyone here for the first time. I already know the answer to that. But if you would be willing to raise your hand, you have a gift for me. Maybe. Over there. Look over there. Wonderful. We have some new people, and they're very comfortable not raising their hand, and I'm very happy about that. Because they've already picked up the welcome packet we have at the front. So, yay. Thank you, and welcome everyone. If you got the welcome packet, there's a little discount coupon if you want to check out our bookstore before you leave. Okay? And now we have some announcements from Joanne.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So the announcements, pick up the flyer and email Reverend Sharon so she can send you the Zoom link. On Saturday, August 7th, Reverend Sharon will be leading our conscious creation process. And this is to create the vision for our new minister. The workshop is going to be from 9:30 to 3:30. Flyers and a sign-up sheet are available in the garden room at the concierge table. Lunch is going to be provided, and there are going to be packets made for each person. So if you can please sign up, we'll know how much lunch to make and how many packets to prepare. And if you're not yet a member of the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, we'd love for you to join us for a short information and orientation session that we call CSL 101. It's going to be held next Sunday, August 8th, immediately following the service. Members and those interested in membership are all welcome. We're going to have another lunch with the Reverend on yesterday. We're going to have a lunch with the Rev tomorrow, August 2nd at noon. It's in the fellowship hall. Everyone is welcome. It's a fun time of sharing. Please bring your own lunch, and we'll have an open discussion with Reverend Sharon. And we have great news. The drum circle with Janet Amby is happening Wednesday, August 11th at 7 p.m. The drum circle is being limited to 15 participants and will be by pre-registration only. The fee is $10 and will be paid on class night. And please sign up on the pre-registration sign-up sheet at the concierge table, or you may telephone the office to make a reservation by phone. We will be following county manner. So that will be today, the first Sunday of August, at the end of service. And the words are located inside your program. And usually we have a work party on the first Saturday of the month. Because of the Conscious Creation class, that work party will be Saturday, August 14th from 7:30 to 9 with Frank and the gang. And our practitioner of the day is Judy St. Clair. Let's welcome her.
Please join me as we read Dr. Ernest Holmes' promises together. They are on the front page of your program. I keep the promises that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, I assure my soul.
I am remembering who I am. I'm remembering who I am. I am 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 remembering. Please stand. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existing cause. I believe that Spirit expresses through me and in the unity of all life. I believe that all thought is creative and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. And now it's time for Ho'oponopono. As Chris leads us in the song, it's also a meditation time within you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry,
please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
We perform this ceremony on Sunday to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faith, all beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, embracing the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcomed here. And as Eleanor lights the healing candle, please put silently into light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of spiritual, eternal love. And so it is. And as we are in this place, a beautiful spirit of oneness, togetherness, united Thank you for being here, for being part of the whole of the heart of our belief, of our understanding. We are one. I bless all of those involved in our music and our sound and video system, in our office and the bookstore, all of those that comply and help with us on Sunday. Everyone that has a part here. And thank you, God, so much for Reverend Sharon being with us. We are truly blessed by her presence. Knowing that this is a wonderful and glorious day and wonderful and glorious week, we bless it and let it be, as together we say, and so it is.
Our special music today is called See the Love. Then you will see the love. Then you will feel the love you always knew somehow, that it was right here now, and so it is. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
That was awesome. We wrote that. I'm going to invite the choir to go out there so they can see better. And thank you. That was the perfect song for today's talk. Because the theme this whole month is pause. Are you ready to pause? I'm wondering. Some of you might have been paused a lot. Were you paused the last year and a half? I was not. I was very busy. But it's funny, our family had a little gathering because my niece was visiting from Northern California. So there were a group of, and we've had very few opportunities to see each other this year. And so one of my other nieces is a teacher. She's a first grade teacher. Oh, I went away.
No.
And she was saying that she was saying, for years, if I just had a week, all the cupboards, all the drawers would be perfectly organized. I just had a week. Well, because she's a teacher, she had the whole summer off, and she couldn't do anything, go anyplace really. She said, I think I was wrong about that. It didn't happen. I will say I got a few closets cleaned out because I'm hiatus of trying to retire. So today, our whole theme is pause for guidance. But today's topic is actually time for a tune-up. I had a car when I was a single mom with 3 little kids, and I did not know about oil changes. And my car started acting funny, so I called my cousin, who is a mechanic, and he came to my house, and he said, how long has it been since you changed your oil? I said, I didn't know I should do that. Probably years. He said, well, you know, what happens, I discovered, he told me, is stuff gets in the oil, you know, little tiny, you know, tiny pieces of metal and stuff. And it starts to wear away the, whatever it is. Yeah, but distance, what's the thing with the distance? The whole thing, the inside. You can tell how much I know about auto mechanics. So he told me I lost compression in my pistons. So, you know, I had a price to pay for not taking time to do a tune-up on the car. What about me? Do I need to be tuned up?
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes. So, you know, basically our foundation, and I love how we read this today, our foundation is we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, this one, absolute, self-existent cause. We believe that. I call that the dynamic creativity of the universe. We also believe that there's only one life, that we are united in it, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. And in that, there is a deep connection of all of life. And the most important thing that affects our lives is we absolutely know, have discovered, and believe, and are invited to try it ourselves, that what we really believe will be manifest in the universe, in the world. And I can give you an example of that. When I was, a long time ago, I was going up to see my husband. This is husband number 2. I had 3 kids, and we drove up, but we were early. We were going to take him out to lunch. And there was this open house. So we went to this, there's a whole new group of homes being built. But my second husband had gone through bankruptcy. And I had been turned down to rent an instrument for my son to be in band. And I was like, oh, we'll never be able to buy a house, you know, with that. So I was feeling kind of bad. I called my mom and I said, I was kind of really up here to look for a rental because we were moving to that area. I said, Mom, I fell in love with this house. Do you know what she said to me? My mother remembers been this since I was about 12 years old. She's been in religious science. She's understood these principles and how it works. She said, Sharon, just start imagining yourself living in that house. Mm-hmm. And so I did. And I particularly saw myself up there in the bedroom by the window and then walking downstairs and having breakfast and eating meals. You know, it's just a great way to use your mind. Visualize what you really want. And if miracles happen when you do that. You know, the logic in my mind had said one thing, but there's a power that listened, acted on that, and I acted on it. Because I now have this idea that maybe we could, and we began to investigate things. Well, you know, we sold the car to get a down payment because we didn't really have that much money. We had one car now, and I had to drive to work every day. He wrote a letter saying why that would never happen again and why it had happened in his previous marriage. And by golly, we didn't get the loan and buy that house. Woo. It was amazing, and I love that house. Actually, my daughter lives there now. Lived there for 20 years, and then got my third husband and moved somewhere else. This stuff works really well. I just feel so blessed to know that we have these tools. So today, when I talk about tune-up, it's tuning into the power of our word. And what are we thinking? What are your perceptions? Are you thinking about the things you do want, or the things you're worried about and afraid of? Or the things you're frustrated by? Or the things you're judging out in the world? It's an inside job to tune up. And he would also say that we should have a calm and confident expectancy of good. Those are my favorite words. I use them when I do prayers sometimes. just want to step into that place of feeling a calm and confident expectancy of good. This is the magic. I once had someone call me. He'd never been to my church, called me out of the blue because he was really, really distressed. His girlfriend had broken up with him, and he loved her, and he wanted to be with her so much. And I'm really good, guys, just in case you want to know. Really good at providing spiritual support. So what I told him, this was a long time ago. I've been a minister for 26 years. This is probably 20 years ago. What I said to him was, the most powerful thing you can do is start to feel like you're in the most loving, great relationship your heart could desire. Mm-hmm. Start imagining that. Feel it. I said, if you want to put her face on it, that's fine. Because it's the feeling that's going to bring the experience to you. Might be with her. Because he wanted to know how to get her back seen. So I didn't want to take her out of the picture yet. Right? But if she's not the one you can have that with, then someone else will be there. You will find someone. Months later, he called me. I never saw him at church, by the way. He never came to my church. And I'm so great, I couldn't believe it. But he called me and he said, you won't believe it. But I met someone just a couple months after we talked. And we have the most amazing relationship. You really, really made a difference in my life. I'm starting to, get that feeling inside, like, wow, this stuff is so good. It absolutely changes our lives, doesn't it? So we have this power, the power of our word, to visualize, to use the power of visualization to create whatever it is we want. I'm going to talk about another kind of, I want to tell you about my dad's story first. So my dad passed away, he was almost 100. When he was 97, I went to Montana to visit him and stay with him because he had his first hip replacement surgery. He had a second one at the age of 100. Because they said, we'll give you a hip replacement if you think you're going to live to be 103. But he was amazing. He would, if the therapist told him to do 7 of a particular movement, he would do 15. And she would say to him, I told you to do 7 because I knew you would do 15. She would use it as an example to her other patients. Look, this 97-year-old guy just had a hip replacement. Look what here's what he's doing. And tell him something he does. So he really was recovering very, very well from that. But while I was visiting him, he told me this incredible story that I hadn't heard. I knew he fractured his hips when he was young, very young. And so he told me the story about how that happened. Once again, it's this principle of the power of our mind. The power of our mind. He said, the story is, he was going to, they all rode their horses to school. And at lunchtime, people took their horses down to the river to water. And so he didn't follow them down there. So he decided he better take his horse and get some water. So he's going down the road toward the river, and they're all coming back. So he backed his horse down, and actually, the road's like this, but there's like a bit of a hill. So he backs his horse down, gets his horse off the road so they have room to pass by. I'm picturing a dirt road myself. And so he's on this hill, and he decided that as they go by that he's going to race them. So he goes, hi-ya to his horse. Well, his horse reared up and fell back on my dad. Broke his pelvis in 2 places. And at first they said, you probably never walk. You won't, of course he walks. Not only does he walks well. So he said, sometime after that, he's still a very young man, like a teen. And he's standing outside a building, and this prospector, he showed me a picture of this guy, or a watch chain, came over and said, excuse me, young man, why don't you stand up straight? He said, well, I broke my pelvis and it hurts. And this guy looked at my dad and he said, you have the power to change that right here. My dad said, he pointed right here. You have the power to change that. Tell your body it doesn't hurt to stand up straight. Keep telling your body that. You can turn off the pain. How tall do you want to be when you grow up? My dad said, 6'2". And I want you to know very proudly, my dad said to me right after that, and I was 6'2" when I went in the Navy. And not only that, he stood very straight. He was a fine figure of a man, and he always stood straight, even when he was old. I tell you, he was amazing. So this knowledge that we have the power of our own mind to create and visualize what we want in life is out there. It's been out there through many, many spiritual traditions. And I'm so happy we recognize the many ways, the many paths to God. Whatever path you're on and wherever you are on your path, you're welcome here. Because together, we're discovering how to enhance not only our lives, but the world itself. Our vision is to create a world that works for all. A world that works for everyone. Where all needs are met. And I know that as we continue to be in that consciousness, even though it might look like chaos out there, things are moving in that direction. I can't wait. Oh, yeah. So, Ernest Holmes
Pointed to Fred.
pointed to Fred. That's right. See, I knew that.
Good job.
Says you should let go of the lesser in order to experience the greater. This is not a bad bargain. This is not a bad bargain. If you lose a sense of unhappiness, you will become happy. If you lose a sense of confusion, you will be at peace. Now, what's not on this, he goes on to say, this is not the easiest thing to do. When you're in pain, it is difficult to affirm peace. But when you're in want, it's hard to affirm abundance. But this is the true meaning of what he calls losing your life, losing that which does not work. So in our tune-up, we want to begin to let go of those things that we do not want to experience and move into really feeling and sensing into what we do want to experience, whether it's a relationship, your creative endeavors in the world, your job, whatever it is. There is a way for you to have what your heart desires. He goes on and says, hopefully, you should let go. Wait.
Fred.
It didn't do it.
Sounded.
Yeah, got it. Oh, I'm still trying to point it to the screens. I've done this, but not for a while, so get here now. So he says, what you lose is a false sense of being. So the things you're worried about, frustrated by, don't want in your life that you focus on is false. You are trading the unreal for the real, the false for the true. If you wish to live in the kingdom of heaven, forget hell. I want you to know, Pope John Paul said, heaven and hell are states of mind. Heaven and hell are states of mind. I was surprised. I've come a long way. It's not a place up there or a place down there. And what we teach is that, and of course Jesus taught us, the kingdom of heaven is, don't look there, too, just in case you don't already know this. The word for hell in the New Testament is Gehenna. And Gehenna was the burning place. It was the dump where fires were continuously burning outside of Jerusalem. So if we said you're going to be in a pickle 2,000 years from now, they'll think they have giant pickles for you to step into. So you'll be in Gehenna if you blah, blah, blah. Right? Just means you'll be in a bad way. Here and now, not later. Okay, for that. So that's using the power of visualizing something. We have another process we talk about, and it's called visioning. Yeah, boy, thank you, somebody. I was so full of visualizations. So visioning is different. Our relationship with this dynamic, creative energy of the universe, God, Spirit, Source, even you might call it the high self within, the wisdom within. Our relationship with it works two ways. One is directive, and I've just been talking about how we tell the universe what we want. We get very clear, we create the picture, we move into feeling it, and then of course the universe just says yes. So what are you thinking now that the universe is saying yes to? It's a question for your tune-up. The other way that we relate and interact and really feel and know the divine is receptive. Because there is wisdom within that divine presence within myself that has guidance for me. So when we say pause for guidance, I want to just talk a little bit about this practice we have of listening, opening to what else is possible. What else is possible? Oh yeah. Ernest Holmes says, you were to find the roots of your life in pure spirit. lose your sense of being separated from your good, and you will find that you are not united with it. So we have a spiritual practice called visioning, where we just get very still, and the first step is to focus on the awesomeness of God, if you want to say it, to focus on the realization within yourself of this presence in whatever way it is for you. You know, God shows up however we believe. So I make up the greatest God I can, and I can't get my hands around God. You know, it's like I can't define the divine. But there's a sense of knowing, a connection with that, knowing it. So we look at what sparks that sense of divine presence in our own mind. We get centered in that. And sometimes it's just turning to my higher wisdom self. Whatever works for you, this will work. This will work. So we just be in that place of opening to spirit, and then we ask the question, what is God's divine idea for my life? And you can put it in your own words. But I'm just wanting to open up to what are the possibilities? What is it my heart desires now? And you be still, because a lot of stuff will go through your mind before something pops up. Maybe not. Maybe it'll come in immediately, but something will pop up and you go, wow, yeah, that's what my heart wants. That's what my soul wants. Wouldn't life be great? But we need to take time away. We need to pause and be present for this experience. It's amazing. So we just stay there. And of course, we suggest in visioning that you have some paper and pencil so you can write it down, because you might get a whole bunch of ideas and to go back and remember, what did I have? The big ones will stick out, but it's fun to write it all down. You know, it might be a tree. You get an image of a tree. That has meaning. You know, maybe you're going to start an orchard. I don't know. But I found in visioning with groups that whatever the picture, whatever the idea, whatever the thought you get, it's really valuable to hear it, to sense into it, to see what meaning it has for you. Then the next thing we ask is, what church should I go to? Oh, I see. I did the wrong button. I thought I was going to Can you get me back on my things? I hit the little square thing instead of the pointy thing. Fred's going to go. So the next thing we ask is, well, we want to create a picture of it. So if you get an idea of what it is, you really want to move into it. I like to say amplify it. Amplify a sense of having that. How does it feel? How does it look? Let's see what happens next.
Pointed it.
Yeah.
Fred.
Good. Thank you, Fred. So as part of that listening, it's also using the power of, you know, the directive of stepping into the picture. Make it bigger. Feel it. Move into it. If you get a hold of something, you go, wow, yeah, that's it. Live there for a moment. Stay there for a moment. And as you become really present with that, the next question you want to ask is, what do I need to become, embody, learn? What is the bigness in me that needs to come out for me to experience that? This doesn't mean you need to go get a certificate or sign up for a class, but maybe you do. There's something here that's guiding me to do what's best for me and to get my heart's desire, right? So be present with it and just listen. You know, sometimes nothing's there. I want you to know that's okay. Stay with nothing until you know there's really nothing. I've had nothing be there. For this one, I always get something, I have to tell you. And then, this is my favorite. Is there anything to be released? Is there anything I need to let go of to live this vision? And you know, the kinds of things I notice coming up, I need to let go of any idea that I can't have it. Mm-hmm. And that still might be hanging out there. It's a really good idea to invite the clarity so you can recognize that that is not the truth. That's a falsehood. Of course you can have what you want. Sometimes it's letting go of judgment of others, anger, fear. Oh, I'm being guided to talk about anger, one of my favorite words. Did you know that anger is a secondary emotion? Have you ever been angry? Yeah. Anger is a secondary emotion. Think about it. What's causing you to be angry?
Fear.
Fear. Two things. Fear of the future, fear of what might happen, or pain of the past. I can be angry about hurt in the past, right? So it's pain of the past, fear of the future. And you know when you're angry with someone, they can hear you a lot better if you will share your fear for the future or how you were hurt in the past. Do you get that? This is how we begin to see each other's souls and care about each other. Is to be able, if you're really angry, instead of just blasting at them and attacking. Remember, any attack is a call for love. Anything that looks like unlike love is a call for love. So instead of attacking, get centered and see what's underneath that and speak from your heart to that, and there will be a transformation in both of you, all of you. That's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what needs to be released? Let's just let go of all that stuff. Whatever came up for you right now, gone, not the truth. Standing back in my power, right? Who I truly am. And then I always love this last question. Is there anything else? Well, there's two, but is there anything else? And it's interesting to me if I say, what do I need to embrace or become to have this, or believe, like that I'm capable or worthy? What do I need to release? My fear, my anger, my judgment, my past. Then I just go, what else? Divine wisdom. Is there anything else I should know? And it's amazing the little things that will come through them. Just like a star in a crown. Something else to know about this dream that is showing itself to me, right? And then the final question we ask in vision is, can I say yes to this? Is there a commitment in my heart to know this, to believe it, to let go of what needs to be let go of, to embrace what I need to embrace, and to begin now to feel in this moment as if I already have? If there's a yes, and sometimes there's not. I want us to be real about this. If it's, well, that seems out of reach, but it's a seed that's been planted. If you don't have a wholehearted yes, just be with it. There's no judgment about this process inside of me, right? Or inside of you. Yay. Thank goodness. That's what I said.
Yay.
Yay. So that's visioning. So we visualize what we want. We vision to be receptive to see what else is possible, yes? So what if everyone on the planet lived as if they were carrying God around inside of them? I want you to feel like you're carrying God around inside of you. As if their purpose, their mission, and who they were in life was sacred. As if they really mattered, because you matter. Everyone matters. As if their safety and well-being were important. As if they were one of many of these God. Into that and know that. So I'm going to ask you to repeat these words after me. Today I choose thoughts of good.
Today
I choose thoughts of good.
Today I choose thoughts of love.
Today I choose thoughts of love.
Today I choose thoughts of forgiveness.
Today I choose thoughts of forgiveness.
I let go of what isn't hard. I just like I let go, which is super. I let go. Okay. I choose thoughts of harmony. I choose thoughts of joy. This is the strengthening food of my soul.
This is the strengthening food of my soul.
So just taking that in, let's just turn within for a moment. Opening heart and mind to that divine power and presence, which is the presence of love, connecting, radiant love. As the presence of life itself, that dynamic, creative energy and wisdom of the universe. This presence is deep, deep grounding peace, and I'm grounded in this presence now. And I know that this presence is always saying yes to my very deepest, deepest no. So from this place of just opening to that awareness, I see too that I am a divine expression of the one. I am the light, the love, the presence of the divine. And so I speak a word for myself and take this in for yourself too in whatever way you wish. I accept right here and now that good and only good is before me. That I am guided in all that I do. That it's easy to let go of what no longer serves, false beliefs, judgments, pain of the past. I let it go. And I step now fully into the vision for my life, the vision that my soul is yearning to experience, my heart desires. And I see this vision now. So take a moment to just feel into that. What is it? How do I feel when I'm in delicious, delightful, loving relationships with the people in my life? How does it feel when I'm doing the work of my soul, things I love, where I have talents and gifts? How does it feel when my life is perfectly in balance and I have time to do the things I love? How does it feel when my body is relaxed and whole and cared for and vibrant and healthy? How does it feel when I know that I truly am the joy, the light, the love of the divine on planet Earth, and so is everyone else? And so from this moment forward, I see the divine in all I meet, with an open heart, open mind, clearly guided. I am safe. I am secure. I am blessed. I know this is true. And so with a grateful heart, I just let go. Let that divine wisdom guide me, handle the details. It is already done. And will you join me as we affirm this together by saying, and so it is. Woohoo! All right.
Yes.
And that's the music. Is there music now? Oh, there's not music. Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm glad somebody likes that. Oh, thank you. So we do have music. It is our giving time. This is a time when your gifts make a difference, and we are not having ushers go through with little baskets anymore. We have a basket at the back of the sanctuary, so you put your gifts there, but also you can use the app, the Give Plus app on your phone or your tablet. You can also come by the office and drop off a gift anytime. You can visit our website, scroll down to the donate button if you'd like to give and don't have something with you today. Let's see. So now, would you all join me, stand together as we read our Declaration of Affirmation? It's in your program. It says affirmative giving. It's on the inside, left side. Ready? Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of the spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And then join in. God is my source. The words are on the right side of the program inside.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Back to God. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Again. God gives me everything I need. One more. God gives me everything I need.
support in our practitioners. They're available to you for prayer. We also have a practitioner on duty today at our practitioner table. We'll give you a 1-minute miracle after the service if there's anything you'd like to bring into your life or get rid of in your life. And before we do our affirmation of the day, which is on the orange page, I want to say that we are creating a selection committee to help select our new minister. And many of you were interested. So we've interviewed those that responded to the emails that were sent out. You were still interested and you didn't respond to the email. You could see our president of the board, where she is, Joanne. Joanne, there she is. I thought you'd be up here for something. Not true. So come to lunch with the Rev. It's just a lot of fun. I'm having a good time. So come tomorrow, noon here, bring your lunch. Sign up for Saturday because we're going to give out a lot of materials and food and we need to know if you're coming. And today we're singing the peace song, but first we're going to do this affirmation on the orange sheet. And I'm going to speak about ho'oponopono. You know, the words are, I love you, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, thank you. And if you don't have anybody to forgive, I found, because I don't, I'm perfect, right? This touches my heart in ways I never would have believed. It's an amazing spiritual practice to say these words. So the affirmation, let's say it together, says, I speak the ho'oponopono prayer to myself with love. We're going to do it 2 more times. I speak the ho'oponopono prayer to myself with love. I speak the ho'oponopono prayer to myself with love. Gives me an opportunity to forgive myself, which I think I still do in my heart. So now we're going to be singing the peace song. Is that right? Yep. And you know what? Would you stand and join in singing the peace song, please? We'll see what they do.